Yo, what's up guys, JD Vim here, part of Vim Nation Wrestling, and this is my Clash of Champions 2016 review. Before we begin here, be sure to leave a thumbs up. Let's get to 50 likes here on this review. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and like Facebook page, where both links are down below, and that's where you'll be able to contact me and tweet me. If you guys ever want to talk to me about professional wrestling, you guys are more than welcome. And be sure to tell your friends and family and come and join the Venom Nation Wrestling here on YouTube. Tonight's Clash of Champions was not good. It wasn't. It was not good. If I were to pay $60 for this pay-per-view, if I had to call my cable provider and pay $60 for this shit, I would not. Glad I have the WWE Network. I'm glad the WWE Network is only $10. If they raise the price up to $20, I may think about my subscription. Just because of the fact that, you know, you got good SmackDown shows. I like to watch Talking Smack. I'm probably one of the only few people, you know, that likes to watch Talking Smack. But nevertheless, NXT is good. The NXT shows are good, but the shit that WWE is presenting for Raw, and these Raw, it is the very first ever, not first ever, but the very first Raw exclusive pay-per-view in the new era. And it wasn't a good show. It's not a good way to begin the new era. And, you know, you had the weird booking to the main event of the match with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. Good match. It was a good match. Let me tell you something. There was some good to this show. There was some very good to this show. But mostly, in my opinion, very bad to the show. And it was just so underwhelming. It was so underwhelming for this show. You got a great women's match, triple threat with Bayley, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. You also had in here the Cruiserweight Championship match between TJ Perkins and Brian Kendrick, and they're now making storylines with the Cruiserweight division. And they're also, I guess they changed the whole arena. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they changed the whole, if you saw this pay-per-view, how can you not see that they changed this arena? I mean, I don't know how you can see it. It's fucking, it looked like, you know, fucking Barney the Dinosaur's asshole out that bitch. But we're gonna start tonight with the very first match of this pay-per-view. It was for the WWE Tag Team Championships of the Club versus the New Day. In going into this match, I picked the Club to win. I'm big New Day fans, but I thought their reign was gonna be coming to an end, with the Club being the New Day. Oh, how I was wrong. How I was wrong. Now, the Club, they were dominating this match. They were completely dominating this match almost from start to end. They looked like near a resemblance of the Bullet Club in New Japan. But they didn't win. They did not win tonight. You saw the ending here where Xavier Woods uses Francesca, hits Anderson in the head while the referee wasn't looking because the referee was distracted. And Big E and Kofi Kingston hits the midnight hour for the win. So Big E and Kofi Kingston, the New Day, is still the tag team champions. I think what WWE is trying to do, they want to get them past 400 days. And I love the New Day. I really love the New Day. And you know, I like their title reign. Some people are like, oh, they're getting over the New Day now, which is I don't know why. I mean, I guess y'all guys want to see something new for the tag team division, which is understandable. But I truly think that within these next couple pay-per-views by Survivor Series, they're gonna lose the titles here. I think the reason why they still have them as the champions because they're having some huge merchandise coming out for the holiday season around Christmas. They're gonna have some huge merchandise coming out. I think they're getting like these collectible figures or something of that nature. But I know New Day for sure is getting some huge merchandise. So for sure, I believe they're gonna be tag team champions for at least a couple of months. But we'll see on how this progresses here with the New Day and the Club. But the Club right now, this is the perfect time to make them champions. This was the perfect time to make them champions, and you did not do that. You did not do that tonight. And by the way, this was Clash of Champions. Only one title changed hands tonight. You can probably guess who it was if you did not see this pay-per-view. You can probably fucking guess who this was if you did not see this pay-per-view. But Nevertheless, though, we did see here of the New Day winning. So we go into our next match, which was of the Cruiserweight title match between Brian Kendrick and TJ Perkins. These guys had a pretty good match. Wasn't fantastic, wasn't what we see from the CWC, but still one of the better matches of the card tonight. TJ and Kendrick, they had a lot of back and forth action here in this match. We see TJP using a Muda Lock. We see, Brian Kendrick using a Sliced Bread number 2. We see TJP doing a Hurricane Karana over the top rope to the floor. We're seeing Brian Kendrick. Of course, he uses his new submission. Well, it's not his new submission move, but his new name to submission move, the Captain's Hook. So we're seeing all this great stuff from these guys. It just felt a little slow for me. It felt like their movement was slow in the match, and I think that, and I said this in my Raw review, that Vince is probably going backstage, don't move so fast in the ring, I can't follow you guys. I don't know. But someone's telling them clearly for these guys to slow down. Someone's clearly telling them to slow down, which I understand. You want to tell more of a story in the ring on the main roster. I totally get it. I understand why they're doing that. I just don't agree with the Cruiserweights. Just let these guys go. With the Cruiserweights, we did see here they changed the whole arena. They changed the rope tape pretty fast. They changed the turnbuckle pass pretty fast to all purple. So it did have a unique look in the ring, which I was totally behind with that. So, you know what I mean? So I really like that WWE is actually taking the Cruiserweight division seriously and make it look like its own real division, which is good. So I really am enjoying what we're seeing from the Cruiserweight division so far. All right, so on to our next match here, which was the oh my god, great match. I will say that Sheamus and Cesaro was a great wrestling match tonight. It got ruined at the end, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this match overall, though, we see that that Sheamus, was working on Cesaro's back. Cesaro, his whole back in that situation during this whole series, is like his his kryptonite. There was at one point in this match where I got legitimately scared. Cesaro tries to go for a through the ropes tope. His foot, and kind of like what happened to Sasha Banks. I believe it happened at SummerSlam when Sasha's foot hit the bottom rope. It's not the bottom rope, but the mid rope. The same thing happened to Cesaro. His fucking foot hit the middle ropes, and he spilled and landed on his fucking head and neck on the outside. That shit was, oh god, it was nasty. It was fucking nasty. It was bad botch. He got up and finished the match though. That was like halfway through the match. He got up and finished the match. But his neck has to be fucked up. Like, I won't be surprised if I hear something tomorrow that, Cesaro is gonna be out of action for 2-3 months, like, because of that fucking shit. That shit was fucking scary. This match ends though by a no fucking contest, because what happens is that I believe Cesaro clotheslined Sheamus over the barricade. They were on the outside. They were brawling outside. This was brawling inside, outside. And like I said, this is the best match of the series, I think. But the no contest really left a sour taste in my mouth. I don't care. I never really care about this best of 7 series anyway, but now I don't really care. I don't give a shit. You have the best of 7 series in a no contest. The match 7 out of 7. You have it in a no contest. Why? Why would you do that? Makes no sense. I understand that, hey, you can have like a last man standing match, or hey, they can have like a cage match or a Hell in a Cell match or whatever to end the best of 7 series, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, because at the end of the day, these guys are putting on great matches. I like both guys. I like both guys. I like Sheamus. I like Cesaro. They're both talented in the ring. Sheamus is very talented. Cesaro is very talented. But I don't care about this Best 7 series. What are they fighting for? Okay, they're fighting for a title shot. Okay, so basically now, since, well, Roman Reigns won the United States title tonight, so does that mean that Sheamus is going to win and go for the United States title? Or does that mean Cesaro wins and goes for the Universal title? Because you're not going to have a heel versus heel or face versus face program. You're not going to have that. So it makes me wonder about that, because I know they have that particular dynamic still available, but they could have had it finished tonight. You just had the fucking match, in a no contest. After the match ends, Sheamus taken to the back by the referees, and fucking the fans were saying bullshit. Let them fight, and Cesaro just looks tall in the ring, stands tall in the ring. So there you go. Next match we had Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. It was all right. This match here itself. I mean, Sami Zayn looked good. Sami Zayn wrestled a very good match. But he wrestles so good that he always loses, and I hate that. He lost tonight against Chris Jericho after, Jericho hits the code breaker on Sami Zayn, and oh my goodness, what is this here? Oh yeah, Falcon, yeah, yeah. I got the Cowboys game on here next to me, guys, so I do apologize, but we gotta win this game. We gotta go 2-1. Okay, but back to the review though. You know, the match overall was decent. It was pretty decent. But Sami Zayn, he wrestles a good all the time. He wrestles very well all the time in the ring. He always puts on great matches, great performances in the ring, but he loses about half of his matches. The only major match that he's won since he came up to the main roster was beating Kevin Owens in that match. I believe it was at Money in the Bank where he beat Kevin Owens in that very good match, a possible match of the year candidate. There's a lot of great matches this year in professional wrestling too, but that's another story for another day. We'll wait till December before we talk about our matches of the year. But Chris Jericho wins with the Codebreaker. So next match we do see here of Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Charlotte for the WWE Women's Championship, and in my opinion, my favorite match of the night. Very good stuff from these women. There's been rumors out there that these women could be put on last for the very first ever main event to a WWE pay-per-view. I would have no problems with that, because this is the most talented women's roster of all time, period. In the history, honestly, in the history of professional wrestling. Yes, you had Sasha, you had Trish and Lita back in the day, but it was really just those two. Okay, you had Chyna, you had Victoria, Mickie James, but they weren't really all together at once, like when they were feuding. You got Sasha, you got Charlotte, you got Bayley, you got Alexa Bliss, you got Becky Lynch. You know what I mean? You got Naomi, you got Brie Bella. Not Brie Bella, Nikki Bella. You got all these great women. You got Nia Jax, who's a dominant force. You got Alicia Fox, who's that veteran, and she can do some good stuff in the ring. You got all these great women. This is like the golden age of women wrestlers in WWE, or really in wrestling. Go find any women's roster that you can find and compare to what WWE has right now. I haven't really seen anything like this. But yeah, there are people saying, oh, look, there's Shimmer and, there's Glow from back in the day. Okay, I understand that. But I'm talking about mainstream. People that we see every week. Shimmer has some, had some great, women's wrestlers. Sarah Del Rey, they all came, a lot of women's wrestlers came up from there. But I'm talking about in the mainstream. I'm talking about right now in this particular era of women's wrestling. But very good match. We see here a lot of near falls in this match. We see a fucking insane double moonsault from Charlotte, moonsaulting on Sasha and Bayley. Good stuff from Charlotte. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Charlotte, she is great. She's great in the ring. You know what I mean? Her mic work, I think is good. A lot of people don't like it. I think it's good. I am a huge Charlotte fan. I'm a huge fan of all these women here. And could you say that about women's wrestling? Maybe 5 years ago. 5 years ago, women's wrestling wasn't even being put on pay-per-views, unless it's like, 2-minute matches. Now these women are getting 15, 20-minute matches on pay-per-view, on Raw. So this is fucking awesome that WWE is finally giving these women a chance. But nevertheless, though, great match from these three here. The way that this match is that, of course, the only person I don't really like from this new era women's wrestling, Dana fucking Botch. I don't like her. I don't like Dana Botch. She's a botch machine. But she interferes and helps Charlotte get the win and pins Bayley for the win. So Charlotte wins, and after that we go into our next match, our co-main event of Rusev versus Roman Reigns. Not really much to say about this match. The match has been okay, pretty decent. A lot of people are shit on this match, but it's a match that you typically see with Roman Reigns and Rusev. Nice stuff, I would say. But Roman Reigns wins. That's all I can really say. Roman Reigns wins after he spears Rusev for the 1-2-3 pinfall, which I am totally fine with this because, I really like that Roman Reigns is out of the main event, so to speak. He's not wrestling for the Universal Championship. He won the United States Championship. So he is now being in the big card for a little bit. Now, since Reigns has won this United States Championship, it elevates the belt, I think. It elevates the belt, kind of like how John Cena did it. I don't think he's going to be as good as John Cena with John Cena at the, the U.S. Open Challenge last year. But I think it's going to be pretty good for the United States Championship. So whoever wins the title for Roman Reigns, it will actually mean something. Just hope it's nothing like Alberto Del Rio winning the United States Championship off of John Cena, because that ended up being shit. But, there you go. So, after that, we get our main event tonight. We get Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins in a pretty damn good main event. A lot of good stuff here. You seen Kevin Owens doing his stuff, I'm the man, Seth. I'm the man, Seth. You're not the man. Good stuff. We see crotch chops from both of these guys. We see Kevin Owens try to do a running senton and running senton through the announce table, misses. We see and I think Seth Rollins kind of I think he fucked up his ribs tonight. Maybe he was sounding pretty good, but I think his ribs are pretty banged up after his match because there was a lot of shots they took to the ribs. There was one cannonball that looked kind of vicious, even though the cannonballs are like a safe move for the most part. But I think they're the one of those cannonballs that Kevin Owens hit was pretty vicious on Seth Rollins. Kind of fucked up his ribs a little bit. But nevertheless, though, we see suicide dives. We saw a lot of good stuff in this match tonight from these two. Now, the way that this match is, like I said, is weird booking. Seth Rollins, he hits a pedigree. He hits a pedigree on Kevin Owens. Then all of a sudden, we see fucking Chris Jericho comes out to the ring. Jericho attacked, and there was a referee bump. That's why, that's why Chris Jericho came out there, because there was a rough up. So pretty much, Chris Jericho comes out, distracts Rollins. There's a lot of R's. There's a lot of R's for people in the WWE. You got Rusev, you got Reigns, you got Rollins. I get confused at times, so if I'm like, that's why. But nevertheless, though, you got Rollins, who was attacked by Jericho. Basically, Rollins pretty much does a dive to Jericho onto the outside. Then pretty much from there, Stephanie McMahon comes out with another referee because the referee was was knocked out, but the referee stops and checks on the first referee. Rollins tells the new referee to get in the ring, which distracts Rollins, and Kevin Owens hits up a pop-up powerbomb for the win. So it's kind of looking like Stephanie. They're gonna try and make it seem like, oh, Stephanie, you sent that referee out there to distract me, and so I can lose, and blah blah blah. So that's where we're going tomorrow night on Raw. And tomorrow night's Raw, I'm projecting it's gonna be a bad show. No Triple H tonight. I mean, like I said, from what I saw here tonight, I really don't think we're gonna be seeing Triple H for a while. Now it's probably survive for the next couple months here at least. But yeah, tomorrow's Raw is not gonna be good, guys. It's not gonna be good. I'm gonna be doing a review. So I can get the review out there because people want to know my opinion. It's not gonna be a good show, guys. I don't really expect anything out of it. But what I can say is, cruiserweights impressed tonight. The main event I liked is just a weird booking to the ending, and you know it's gonna end up being with a stupid storyline coming up for a Hell in a Cell. So basically, we're gonna be seeing Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens in a Hell in a Cell match. I think, you know what? I think that's where Triple H is gonna return in that Hell in a Cell match. He's gonna return at Hell in a Cell. Now I'm thinking about it, because usually, you know, shit like that happens back, with Hell in a Cell matches. But the Cruiserweights impressed tonight. Sheamus and Cesaro, good match, but the no contest was fucking horseshit. Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho had a good match. Yeah, I keep saying good matches, but it's just the booking overall. It's like, you know, Charlotte, Bayley, and Sasha, best match of the night for me personally. And Roman Reigns and Rusev was it wasn't really too much to talk about, but Roman Reigns wins the United States Championship, and you know, he's out of the main event picture for now. And we're ending for Rollins and Kevin Owens. See, I did it right there when I said Reigns instead of Rollins. But with Kevin Owens winning, but yeah, I have no idea. I really have no idea what to think about this show. If I had to give a show a out of 10 rating, I'm probably, and I know I've been bashing this show, but I'm probably gonna give it maybe a 5, maybe a 5.5 out of 10. And I'm probably think I'm being a little generous on that, just because of, you know, because I really like the women's championship match. I did like the cruiserweight championship match. There was some good stuff to the show, but the booking overall was goddamn horseshit. It was, at the end of the day, it was horseshit booking for the most part. You can't have a best 7 series on no contest. You can't have the main event end like that. Like, it's just like, because you know it's gonna be coming up with a shitty storyline. You already know it's coming. With a shitty storyline. You can't have the New Day win in that situation. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm all for a New Day, but you can't have them win in that situation. But nevertheless, guys, let me know what you think about this show. If you think it was a good show, bad show, let me know. Be sure to follow me on my social medias. Follow me on Twitter, like the Facebook page. Both those both those links are down below. And be sure to tell your friends and family to come and join the Vim Nation Wrestling here on YouTube. But I will see you guys tomorrow for my Raw review. But till again, I will see you guys later. You guys have a good night. Peace out.